Good morning. It is Monday, April 6th. My name is Todd Williamson. I'm the branch manager at the Milton Library, and I am hosting our online story time this morning. We're glad that you can join us today. So in our little comment button, tell us where you're watching from. We hope that you are going to enjoy our stories today. I've got a kitten that just walked in the room, so she might try to jump up on my lap here and take a look and say hi to everybody this morning as well. So here she comes. So I've got 4 books for us that we're going to read. We're going to get started here in just a minute. I see we've got some eyes on us. There she is. Hey, come on. There's another window for you. There you go. So she's stubborn sometimes, so she might jump up again. That is our kitten that we've had for a couple years now, and she has about 6 or 7 different names. So we've never, as a family, come to agreeing on a name for her. So there you go. She jumped in the other window, so I think we might be okay for a couple minutes here. So again, in the comment button, tell us where you're watching from. We're glad that you could join us today. It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood. The sun is shining as I look out the window. I see some birds flying around right now as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I know this is technically spring break week for our students in Fulton County Schools, so hopefully we've got some new folks that are here for the first time joining us for our story time. Again, while the Fulton County libraries are closed at this time, we are doing Monday through Friday story times at 11 o'clock, so we're glad that you could join us today. So our first book today is by Carmen Wilson and Jane Chapman, and it's called Bear Counts. And again, I'm going to do my best to deal with the glare I get from the window here so you can see the illustrations as I read the book. So here's our first story today, Bear Counts. Mouse and bear share breakfast, basking in the morning sun. Bear looks up and points, and the bear counts. One sun floating high, one giant dragonfly, one robin on her nest, only one berry left. Numbers everywhere. Can you count along with bear? Let's count. 1. Mouse and bear see hare, and hare calls out, "Howdy do." He's holding yummy fruit, and bear counts. And bear counts 2. 2 paws which hold a treat, 2 apples, crisp and sweet, 2 stumps for perfect chairs, 2 friends who love to share. Numbers everywhere. Can you count along with bear? Let's count. 1, 2. Bear hears funny sounds coming from an aspen tree. It's raven, owl, and wren, and the bear counts. The bear counts 3. 3 chums who chitter chat, 3 funny muskrats, 3 clouds above the trees, 3 bumbling bumblebees. Numbers everywhere. Can you count along with bear? Let's count again. 1, 2, 3. Bear cries, "Look, it's Badger, Mole, and Gopher by the shore." Badger has his fishing pole, and the bear counts. And the bear counts 4. 4 fish splish and splash, 4 geese waddle past, 4 turtles on a log, 4 croaking hopping frogs. Numbers everywhere. Can you count along with bear? 1, 2, 3. 4. Mouse squeals, "Let's go swimming," and in the pond they dive. The friends float in the pond, and the bear counts 5. 5 ducks in the water, 5 lively river otters, 5 lovely lily pads, 5 pinching crawdads. Numbers, numbers everywhere. Now you can count just like bear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was Bear Counts by Carmen Wilson and Jane Chapman. They've collaborated on other books about bear, and you might be familiar with some of the other books that they've worked on together. So that was Bear Counts. Our next one's about this silly little dog. It's called The Great Gracie Chase. Stop that dog. This is by Cynthia, Rylant, and Mark Teague. Here's a fun one, and my kitten's jumping back here, so she might jump up here and see what Gracie's doing. Once there was a little round dog named Gracie Rose. She was a very good dog. She helped the bigger dog watch the house, and she kept the kitty company. She even sang to the fish when it was lonely. You see, Gracie loved a quiet house. She loved the kitty sleeping on the windowsill, the big dog sleeping on the couch, the quiet fish going bloop, bloop, bloop. For Gracie, a quiet home was the best home. Gracie Rose was good every single day of her life, except for one, the day the painters came. Gracie did not like the painters, but she did not know until the day they came to her house. So when they arrived one day to paint Gracie's kitchen, she did not like it. Here they came in a big, noisy truck. They were at the door with their clangy ladders, their big person voices. They were there dragging chairs across Gracie's quiet kitchen floor. Gracie Rose watched them with her ears straight up in the air, and she was not happy. She barked and she barked and she told them to go outside. But you know what? Gracie was put outside. And she did not like it one bit. So Gracie, that silly little dog who loved a quiet house, decided to do something naughty. She decided to take a walk all by herself. Someone had left the gate open, probably a busy painter. Gracie was supposed to be a good dog and never go through the gate by herself. But she did. And when she was halfway down the street, she heard someone say loudly, "Where's Gracie?" And that began the Great Gracie Chase. Because when people in the house came outside to find her, and the painters came outside, and the neighbors came outside, and the garbage man stepped off his truck, and the paper boy stopped his bike, and the delivery woman pulled over, and everyone said, "There's Gracie!" Gracie started to run. Gracie did not know why she was running, except that suddenly everybody in the world was trying to catch her, and she did not want to be caught. So Gracie ran down the street, and everybody else ran down the street too. Gracie ran up the hill, and everybody else ran up the hill. Gracie ran across the schoolyard, and everybody else ran across the schoolyard. Gracie ran through the water fountain, and everybody else ran through the water fountain. Well, except maybe the cat, who didn't like the water fountain. The chase got bigger. "Stop that dog!" everybody cried, which only made Gracie run faster, and the whole town was watching, or running in, the great Gracie chase. Poor little Gracie. She did not like this walk all by herself. It was too quick, it was too noisy, and all she wanted was to be beside her fish again. But now she couldn't stop running. Everyone wanted to catch her. And so she ran and ran and ran until pretty soon the painters had to stop because they couldn't catch their breath. And the delivery woman had stopped because her feet hurt, and the paper boy had to stop because his bicycle broke, and somebody else had to stop because she tripped and fell, and one by one, all the people had to stop because they could not keep up with Gracie. Then suddenly Gracie realized how quiet everything was again. She looked behind her, and the whole world was quiet. People were resting. How nice, Gracie thought. So that silly little dog turned around and walked back home, all by herself. The painters did not return to Gracie's house that day. They had to take a nap. And once again, Gracie had a quiet home, and she was happy. That silly little dog. And that was the great Gracie chase. Stop that dog. I hope you like that one. I hope while you're out on your walks, you don't see any dogs running around like that. Oh, our next book. Oh, I love this one. It's called Sarah Ella Gets Dressed. It's about a spunky little girl who decides to get dressed all by herself one day. Let's see what happens with Ella Sarah Gets Dressed. One morning, Ella Sarah got up and said, "I want to wear my pink polka dot pants, my dress with orange and green flowers, my purple and blue striped socks, my yellow shoes, and my red hat." I think Ella Sarah has some style. Her mother said, "That outfit is too dressy. Why don't you wear your nice blue dress with matching socks and your white sandals?" But Ella Sarah said, "No, I want to wear my pink polka dot pants, my dress with orange and green flowers, my purple and blue striped socks, my yellow shoes, and my red hat." Her father said, "That outfit is too fancy. Why don't you wear your yellow t-shirt with white shorts and your tennis shoes?" But Ella Sarah said, "No, I want to wear my pink polka dot pants, my dress with orange and green flowers, my purple and blue striped socks, my yellow shoes, and my red hat." Her big sister said, That outfit is too silly. You should wear these overalls. They're too small for me and my old boots. But Ella Sarah said no. I want to wear my pink polka dot pants, my dress with orange and green flowers, my purple and blue striped socks, my yellow shoes, and my red hat. So she put on her pink polka dot pants, her dress with orange and green flowers, her purple and blue striped socks, and her yellow shoes. All right, kitten, come on. Ugh. And her red hat. Ella Sarah thought her outfit was just right. Ding dong. And so did her friends. And that was Ella Sarah Gets Dressed. We've got time for one more story time today. One more book today for story time. It's called The Hello Goodbye Window. It's by Norton Juster and illustrated by Chris Raschka. You might be familiar with Norton Juster, the name. He's the author of the book The Phantom Toll Booth. So this is The Hello Goodbye Window. Again, down in our comments section, tell us where you're watching from. We'd love to see where you're joining us from today. Nana and Poppy live in a big house in the middle of town, and there's a brick path that goes to the back porch. But before you get there, you pass right by the kitchen window. That's the hello goodbye window. And it looks like a regular window, but it's not. The kitchen is where Nana and Poppy are most of the time. So you can climb up on the flour barrel and tap at the window and duck down, and they won't know who did it. Or you can press your face against the glass and frighten them. If they're not in the kitchen, you can't do any of those things. You have to wait till the next time. If they see you first, they wave and they make silly faces. And sometimes Nana peekaboos me, which always makes me laugh. So I get lots of extra fun and hellos before I even get inside. Just look at the kitchen. It's so big it has a table you can color on and lots of drawers to take stuff out and play with, but you can't touch anything under the sink. You could get very sick. There are shelves full of glass jars and lots of everything in them. A step stool so I can wash my hands and all kinds of pictures from the olden days. Nana says she even used to give me a bath in the sink when I was little. Really? Sometimes Poppy plays his harmonica for me. He can only play one song, Oh Susanna, but he can play it a lot of different ways. He can play it slow or fast. He can play it sitting down or standing up. He can even play it and drink a glass of water at the same time. But I've never seen him do that. When I stay over, we have supper in the kitchen too. And when it's dark outside, we can look at our reflections in the window. It works just like a mirror, except it's not in the bathroom. And it looks like we're outside looking in, Poppy says. What are you doing out there? You come right in and have your dinner. And I say, but I'm here with you, Poppy. And then he looks at me in his funny kind of way. Just before I go up to bed, Nana turns off all the lights and we stand by the window and say goodnight to the stars. Do you know how many stars there are? Neither do I, but she knows them all. In the morning, the first place we go is back to the kitchen, and there's the window waiting for us. You can look out and say good morning to the garden, or see if it's going to rain or be nice outside. And you can see if the dog next door is doing stuff in Nana's flower beds. She hates that. Sometimes Poppy says in a real loud voice, "Hello, world! What have you got for us today?" Nobody ever answers, but he doesn't care. Poppy makes his breakfast. He says it's his specialty. My favorite is oatmeal with bananas and raisins that you can't see because he hides them down inside. But I find them all. When I get dressed, I help Nana in the garden. It's a very nice garden, but there's a tiger who lives behind in the big bush in the back, so I don't ever go over there. I ride my bike too. Not in the street, please. I collect sticks and acorns. Not in the house, please. I just kick my ball around, and sometimes when it's hot, Poppy chases me with a hose, and I yell, "Stop it, Poppy, stop it!" When he does, I ask him to do it again, and Nana, she just shakes her head. Then, when I get tired, I come in and I take my nap, and nothing happens until I get up. Then sometimes I sit by the hello goodbye window and watch. Nana says it's a magic window, and anybody can come along when you least expect it. Tyrannosaurus Rex, he's extinct, so he doesn't come around much. The pizza delivery guy, pepperoni and cheese, he knows that's my favorite. The Queen of England. Nana is English, you know, and the Queen likes to come for tea. They all could come, and a lot more if they want. And if they do, I'll see them first. Mommy and Daddy pick me up from work. I'm glad because I know we're going home. But it makes me sad too because I have to leave Nana and Poppy. You can be happy and sad at the same time, you know. It just happens that way sometimes. When we leave, we always stop at the window to blow kisses goodbye. When you look from the outside, Nana and Poppy's house has lots of windows, but there's only one hello goodbye window, and it's right where you need it. When I get my own house someday, I'm going to have a special hello goodbye window too. By that time, I might be a Nana myself. I don't know who the Poppy will be, but I hope he can play the harmonica. That was the Hello Goodbye Window by Norton Juster and Chris Raschka. Beautiful, beautiful story. I do have a couple announcements before we finish our story time today. This past Friday, we posted a little note on our Facebook page about the book We're Going on a Bear Hunt. So some of our folks in our communities are putting stuffed animals and stuffed bears in their windows. You see we've got a couple here. We're putting them in our windows, and we're asking folks, as you go on walks with your kids, look around and do a bear hunt on your own and look to see how many bears or other animals you can see in your windows. We invite you to put a bear in your window as well, too. I'm sorry I don't have a copy of We're Going on a Bear Hunt to read today. I was hoping that I could find one here at the house, but I don't have one here. I think we do in the garage somewhere, but I didn't dig and look for it. So again, we're inviting you to go back and look at that post. There was a lovely little article written about folks that are putting stuffed animals in the window. So find that post. I think it was from last Friday that I posted that. Take a look at that story. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, one of the Milton Library's partners, the Georgia Center for Music Therapy, is hosting a music therapy class tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. We'll put a little note and a link to their Facebook page where you can log in and watch their music program. It's geared for ages 0 to 7. So we're happy that they reached back out to us and said that they'll be willing to do some the music classes online while we're closed. We hope that you can join them at 10 o'clock in the morning and then jump back over to our page at 11 o'clock for story time. So we're glad that you could make it today. Again, take a look I'll post that link to the Georgia Center for Music Therapy's Facebook page. Go ahead and like our page so you continue to get our announcements of what's going on and different things that we're doing through our libraries as we're closed right now. We're glad that you made it today, and I hope you have a beautiful and wonderful day. Bye. We'll see you tomorrow morning.